I felt prepared. I was like, I am ready to take this test. Not really. That's not how I felt. But I was just tired of studying, and I said, I'm going to go take this exam. I am Ned, and I used to upload videos, and then I stopped because life happened. But here I am, and based on the title, no, this is not the explanation for I've been gone or whatever. I am here to talk about how I passed the NCLEX with 75 questions. Before I get into it, I want to say congratulations if you've graduated nursing school or you're almost there, because if you're looking for these videos, then you're almost at the finish line, so just stay strong. You're almost there. I know it's tough, and I know it's like the hardest freaking thing ever. Trust me, but you got this. So let's get to it. I graduated December 7th, 2018, and I began to study December 17th, kind of 10 days after. Some of my friends went on vacation. Others like just began to study right away. I took the 10-day break mostly because I was moving back from where I went to school back home to my hometown, and so that was kind of my break from school to actually beginning to study. However, during that time, I feel that it was kind of trial and error, because I was kind of trying to figure out how I was going to study, or what I was going to study, what I was going to use. So like many of you been on Amazon and you looked at books and stuff, I'll tell you what I bought. I got the priority book that everybody talks about, and if you've seen it in other videos, a lot of people did get it, and I got it too. To be honest, I probably used it for 2 weeks, and then I said, okay, like I don't know. It wasn't bad. It was a good book, but I feel like I didn't need it much. I also used or got the NCLEX RN book, the big huge book. I got it as a PDF file online, like a older version. I didn't hate this and I didn't love it. I used it mostly for the content that I didn't understand personally, like my weak area. So OB and peds, I mean, they're like their own freaking world. So that was like my struggle, and I used it for that. Like if I did a question and I didn't understand it with that rationale, I would go to the book and go, okay, and I would take some notes or whatever, but I didn't use the whole book. So I studied basically with the question tools that were given to me, UWORLD or Kaplan, and I would take a 75 question test, and then I would remediate all those questions with notes. I would take my notes, and then the next day I would review the notes from that previous test with like just kind of like other notes on the side that I would get from the book, that I would get from Google, I would get from Pinterest, whatever. I would just add information to it, and that's kind of how I went about it. Take the test, take some notes, the next day review those notes, take another test, take some notes, the next day review those notes, and that's how I did it. It sounds crazy, but it worked for me very, very well. Sometimes it wouldn't even take me the whole 8 to 4. Sometimes I was done by 2 or even like 1:30, and you're like, well, what do I do now? I would just look at like pharmacy stuff, and I never tried to memorize every medication. I tried to do it by class. That doesn't work for every med, but for the most part, you try to do it by class and kind of just get a general idea of what it can cause, or what's like the biggest points of that medication, you know. Okay, so the day before of the exam, I did not study. And that was the hardest thing to do, guys, because I wanted to study so bad, but I didn't. I watched like Game of Thrones or something, and I just chilled. And then the day of my exam, I got a good breakfast in the morning, and I drove there. If you're driving really far, make arrangements. Mine was like 15 minutes away, so it wasn't that bad. You get there, you sit there, your hands will be sweaty like Eminem during 8 Miles, if you've seen the movie, and just take your time, read the question twice, read the question in front of you. If you can do one thing for this patient, what would it be? And also continue to say to yourself, everything that I need to know has been given to me. Everything, every information you need to answer that question is right in front of you. So just use that, and you know, just make the best choice that you can. My technique during the test was honestly to pick the wrong answers out. So instead of going right away looking for the right answer, I would be like, that's wrong, you're out. That's it. I don't even go back to it. I'm like, I've decided in my head that that's a wrong answer, so I'm not even going to look at it again. And I went about it kind of like that, if that makes any sense. So if I am going to leave you with anything, is just take your time. You've got this. You can get through it. It's hard, but it's not impossible. You can do this. Just keep telling yourself that. Believe in yourself, have faith, pray, breathe, anything you have to do to get through it, and you will. Trust in yourself. You've totally got this. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about anything that I did, or if I left something out, or if you want to know anything else, leave me a comment down below. I will try to answer them. And I will also try to link the things that I used on that little box below. Just look for that. And yeah, I think that's the end, guys. So thank you for watching.